Hi there. My name is Kimberly Steele, and tonight I'm bringing you some Orphic hymns. The Orphic hymns are poems from ancient Greece about the gods and goddesses. I have taken it upon myself as a composer to write some new music for them because it seems that whatever music they used to have is now gone. It doesn't seem to have survived ancient Greece. So that is why I have written new tunes for about 18 of the 87 Orphic hymns. There are new ones in the works, but it takes me a very long time to get to some things. All right, today it's Halloween. Happy Halloween. I have spent the evening honoring those who have died, and I am ready to sing some hymns beginning with Saturn. It's a really special Halloween because it's on a Saturday, so it's a very when you think about it, it's the Saturn's day, so it is a day of remembrance and of memoriam. So it's a day to remember loved ones who've passed, and it's a day when the walls between the worlds are very thin. So it means that the walls between the living and the dead are very thin. So for me, what I did was I made sushi tonight for myself to eat. So I made some sushi the for the spirits passing by to eat. Remember that when we're doing weird things like leaving food out for dead relatives, what that is doing is we're not really leaving food to nourish their bodies because they don't have them anymore, but we're leaving food to nourish them on the etheric plane. Since those walls are so thin, they can manifest on the etheric plane. But I mean, I personally, I tend to encounter ghosts anyway, so for me that's nothing new or scary. But as far as the etheric plane, it just gives them some nice energy, and I've been burning candles and playing some nice music as well. And then, of course, now I'm playing live music, and nothing is more attractive to unseen entities than live music because there's a lot of etheric energy that goes into that. All right, thank you for tuning in, Josh. I wonder if did you guys have trick or treaters today? I did not because I was not home. I was working. So I'm very thrilled to be working, but yeah, I was working all day, so I didn't really see any of the little. Oh my gosh, look at my hair. I've got things in it. Yeah, that's the issue with having hair this huge. Sometimes you just totally get things in it, and it's a bit of a rat's nest. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's a bit of a rat's nest. So my apologies for that. Yeah. Looks like I've been doing yard work or something, right? Leaves and things. All right. Okay, so I'm going to get started with Saturn. Ethereal Father, mighty Titan here, great fire of gods and men, whom all revere, endured with various counsel, pure and strong, to whom perfection and decrease belong, consumed by thee all the forms that hourly die, by thee restored there from a place supplied. The world immense in everlasting chains, strong and ineffable, thy power contains. Mother of vast eternity divine, almighty Saturn, Various speech is thine, blossom of the earth and of the starry skies, husband of Rhea, Prometheus' wife, obstetric nature, venerable root, on which the various forms of being shoot. No parts peculiar can thy power enclose, diffuse through all from which the world arose. O bliss of beings of a subtle mind, propitious here to holy prayers inclined, the sacred rite benevolent attend, and grant a blameless life, a blessed end. Thanks. I'm going to read Josh's message. Oh, nice. Oh, thank you. Yes, yeah, I know. You know what? I should put a bowl of vinegar by my bed. It hasn't happened in about 7 years for me, at least that. But I had what I used to call an out of body experience, but what just astral travel episode, I guess you could call it, where I'm in twilight sleep and it's just a very, very strange thing. I actually have a song about astral travel. Actually, it's called Monsters. It's something I wrote when I was in my 20s, and I was being even though I was like, well, I don't know if I wrote it when I was 18 or 20, but I was constantly plagued by these entities that when I would try to sleep, and I actually have a tune about it, believe it or not. You know what I'll do is I'll relearn Monsters and I'll play it for you guys because I think you'd be kind of interested in it. It's one of the many occult songs I wrote when I really wasn't an occultist, so that's kind of funny. I always was a terrible atheist. Anyway, but let me think. Well, so I had one of those the other night. It was like maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. It was bad. It was definitely something was harassing me and wanted my attention, that's for sure. And scary. I swear, you really don't know fear until you've had one of those things. There's a Netflix documentary about it called The Nightmare or something like that, where a bunch of people talk about their astral travel episodes where they call them night terrors, but really it's just astral travel gone bad. And they talk about how they're harassed by entities and they don't understand what they are. And I felt so bad for those people. And that's why I made that one astral travel video where I say night terrors, how to prevent them. That's why I made that, because I was hoping that some of these people that are suffering like this will find it and then, have some self-defense from it. Okay, so anyway, this is Pluto. I feel this is Halloween appropriate because Pluto is also Hades. Pluto magnanimous, whose realms profound are fixed beneath the firm and solid ground, in in Tartarian plains, remote from fight, and wrapped forever in the depths of night. Terrestrial Jove, thy sacred ear incline, and please accept thy mystics in divine. Earth's keys to thee, illustrious king, belong. Its secret gates, unlocking deep and strong. 'Tis thine abundant and of fruits to bear, for needing mortals are in thy constant care. To thee, great King of Artemis, is assigned the seed of gods, the basis of mankind. Distant, unknown to rest, where darkness reigns, thy throne's fixed in Hades' dismal plains, where destitute of breath, pale spectres dwell. In endless dire, inexorable hell. And in dread Asheron, whose depths obscure Earth's stable roots, eternally secure, almighty demon, whose decision tread the future fate determines of the dead. With captive Proserpine through grassy plains, drawn in for your car with loosened reins, wrapped o'er the deep, impelled by love you flew to lose in the city, rose to view. There in a wondrous cave, obscure and deep, the sacred maid, secure from search you keep, the cave of Athos, whose wide gates display an entrance to the kingdoms void of day. Of unapparent works thou art alone, the dispensator, visible and known. O power all-ruling, O holy honored light, these sacred poets and their hymns of light, propitious to thy mystics' works incline, rejoice and come, holy rites are thine. Thank you. That was Pluto, Orphic Hymn to Pluto or Hades. Okay, we're having a blue moon of some sort, strange moon. So I think it would be good to play a lunar goddess, and I will play Athena. Noble race of Jove, blessed and fierce, from choice and caves to roam. O warlike palace, whose illustrious kind Gorgon's vein, a very blessed kind, mother of arts, Petrus understood, reach to the wicked, wisdom to the good. Be man and male, be heart of war online, fanatic from that dragon is divine. With flagging giants, rise to our coast is driving with destruction down. Sprung from the head of Jove, all splendid beam, purger of evils, all victorious queen. Hear me, O goddess, into thee I pray, with supplicating voice both night and day. And in my lady's hour, give peace and health, propitious times and necessary wealth, and every present be their poetry's aid. Oh, much implored our spirit who I made. All right, thank you for tuning in. It's a special night. Yes, Halloween night. Thank you for joining me this Samhain evening. All Saints Day, I think, is tomorrow. And I am honoring the dead tonight. Not with my outfit. I wear black all the time. That's really nothing new. But yes, I was burning some candles and playing music literally, but what I mean is playing music on the computer. The computer was playing some lovely Celtic tunes and classical tunes for me. And also, I made a little bit of sushi for myself. So I made some sushi for the ancestors and for all of the loved ones who have died. I have a few people in my life who've died in the recent years. One of them was the mother of a friend of mine named Shaughnessy, Joanne. Joanne has passed to the next world. She left us on Christmas Eve last year. So it was nice. I actually spent time with her on during her last moments on Earth. I was holding her hand during her last moment on Earth, and so it was really an honor to be there. And then there was also my beloved Aunt Gail. Those are the cats that I rescued. Those were her cats, and they're living happily ever after with my parents, who absolutely spoil them terribly. They are terribly spoiled creatures. Absolutely so pampered. And speaking of pampered creatures, in scampers Kiki, I don't know if you just saw her. The second I stopped playing guitar, she wants treats. And yeah, she doesn't even wait now. But if I play guitar, she'll leave again. Yes, she's absolutely ridiculous. And she's staring at me because she wants treats. And so, yeah, let's talk about your spoiled kitties. Also, I lost my, this was about 2.5 years ago. I lost my friend Mike Derschmidt. He died of cancer at age 61. But he was a very loved person, even though he had no children and no spouse. He had a standing room only funeral. Very, very good guy. Absolutely lived his truth 100%. He was very anti-Monsanto and a animal rights vegan, very, very awesome guy. He was one of those people where animals couldn't stay away from him. He once was at my friend Ted's house. We were having a nice garden day, just Ted sharing his gardening expertise. And Mike, it was so funny. There was this one bee who would not leave Mike alone. And I don't mean in a stinging way, I mean in a friendly way. I was making jokes about the bee wanting to run away with Mike and get married. And yeah, Mike had that special thing with people and animals. And so I remember Mike, and I was remembering my grandparents who were deceased much longer ago than these recent crop of folks who have gone to the gates. All right, so I'm going to now play Artemis. I feel that would be appropriate. And then I'm going to finish us off with the other lunar goddess. Where is she? If I find her. Selena. Okay. All right, I am going to start with Artemis. Hear me, Joe's daughter, celebrated queen, barking and titan of a noble mien. In that rejoicing and on all to shine, torch-bearing goddess, Artemis divine, orbits presiding, and thyself made to labor pains imparting, ready. It's a priestess of the holy star, fierce huntress, glorying in the arms of war, swift in the course of dreadful arrow skill, wandering by night, rejoicing in the view of merciful, fastidious mind, illustrious dame, nurse of humankind, immortal earthly, made of monsters found. 'Tis thy blessed maid on woody hills to dwell, full of the stay, woods and dogs delight, in endless youth who flourish fair and bright. Oh, universal queen, august and divine, our various forms, adored in powers thine. Dread guardian goddess, with benignance blind, auspicious come, to mystic rites inclined. Give earth a store, beauteous fruits to bear, some gentle peace, health with lovely hair, and drive to the mountains all disease and care. That was the Orphic Hymn to Artemis. Thank you. All right, now for the other lunar goddess. Well, there's three lunar goddesses, but then there's also actually Hecate. I have not written Hecate's tune yet. She will get one. It's got to be right. I mean, one of the ones that I wrote that I felt fit the character of the god very well was Pluto slash Hades, one of the ones I played for you tonight. I feel like with Hecate, it's the same sort of delicate balance. It's the wrong tune just isn't going to do. I actually wrote another tune for Athena that was originally meant for Athena, but will never be Athena's because I wrote the second tune for Athena, and then I'm like, wait, no, that's more Athena than the first one was. So the first one will probably get reworked into something else. That's a very common thing with me and other songwriters, where you just take a tune and you take the raw material and you just hammer it into some sort of shape over the forge, I guess. Now let's get back to it. My apologies for digressing. This is Selena. Here, goddess queen, diffusing silver light, bold and wandering through the gloom of night, with stars surrounded and with circuit wide, night's torch extending through the heavens you ride. Female and male, with borrowed rays you shine, and now forward, now tending to decline. Mother of ages, fruit-producing moon, whose amber horn makes nights reflected new. Lover of horses, splendid queen of night, all-seeing power, decked with starry light. Lover of vigilance, foe of strife, in peace rejoicing, and a prudent life. Fair lamp of night, ornament and friend, who gives to nature's works their destined end. Queen of the stars, all wise Diana hail, decked with a graceful robe and shining veil. Come, blessed goddess, prudent, starry bright, come through the land with chaste and splendid light. Shine on these sacred rites with prosperous rays, and please accept thy splendid's mystic praise. All right, thank you for listening. All right, that was the Orphic Hymn to Selene. Yes, Selene helped me out. I'm pretty sure she got me a student. That sounds really dumb. But there was a bunch of synchronicities. One had to do with horses, and there was just this weird, odd chain of events where it just happened to check faceplant. I love that name for it because that's what it is, faceplant. It's absolutely heinous. I don't like faceplant except for Marketplace. I do really like Facebook Marketplace. It's kind of good. But yeah, I was on Facebook, and it just happened, like this weird chain of events happened where I got a new student. Weird. And this was just at the absolute worst time for my business. I was super depressed. I was ready to go scorched earth, and just give up the studio, and just still teach, but give up the studio because it was too expensive and yada yada. But then it almost seemed like Superman swept in, and suddenly I had a net gain of students rather than a net loss, and it was obvious to me. I mean, there's no proof. That's what I always say. There's no proof that all this stuff exists. There's only this stuff works. There's always the atheists who really would love to say, "Oh yeah, well I was an atheist. I know." I mean, who would just they just would like to laugh at him. They're like, "Oh, it's a bunch of coincidences." They live boring lives. I lived a boring life as an atheist. I know they think the universe is really quite boring. Actually, the universe is terrifying, and maybe that's the reason why they're not really quite willing to face up to it. It's a terrifying place. But yes, but it's also a wonderful place. So it is wonderful that you joined me tonight. I am so glad that you did. And I hope that you have a good Soen. That's the way that I knew how to pronounce that a long time ago. Soen. Some people say Soen. I thought it was Soen. But it looks like Samhain. Why are Celtic words, or why are words from that part of the world so hard to pronounce? I don't know. When I look at the word Anun, I'm like, how do we get that word out of there? Or Gwynfoth. When I look at that word, I'm just like, and all the Ogham are all pronounced kind of funny. It's like, for instance, the Ogham Ba, which is the birch one. Like, it has an EITH. Why is it not Beth? Why is it not Byth? I'm not sure. I'm going to stop complaining about the Ogham. They're good to me. All right. I will see you very soon, and I'm hoping that you have a beautiful weekend, or what's left of it, and definitely be blessed. Thanks for joining me.